Doctor Strange too. Um, I don't really know what to say. By the way, there's going to be spoilers. So if you didn't see the movie, you should probably not watch this video. Watch the movie, go back and then watch the video. I don't know what to say about this movie. I don't think it was a bad movie. I just felt like this was a movie that didn't really seem like it had a lot of stakes in it. I mean, you had Wanda or the Scarlet Witch that decided that she was going to be the villain of the movie because, well, let's be honest, she didn't bother to sit there and think about, therapy or anything else. This is how this whole, WandaVision happened. Um, the Disney show is because she was dealing with loss and grief, and she didn't bother to sit there and seek counseling, talk to anyone, or anything like that. She just decided to use her powers to sit there and make her problems go away. And in the end, she just wound up holding the town hostage because of that. And the person that's supposed to be the villain in the show, if you really think about it, she was more or less the hero. I mean, Scarlet Witch didn't sit there and let these people go until she showed up. But going into this movie, she clearly did not get over her damn grief. Up until the point where she's sitting there sending monsters after some girl named America that can phase in and go in between like worlds and dimensions and stuff like that. So you got this whole thing going on. Doctor Strange winds up meeting up with her, and Doctor Strange doesn't know what's going on or why is this person sitting there being haunted, but he is having visions. Well, at first he thought they were dreams, but it turned out that these were visions of other versions of himself, either getting killed off or, with this girl and everything like that. And he was like, you know what? Listen, I need somebody who's going to be dealing with sorcery and magic and stuff like that, as far as the adventures is concerned. He's like, all right, let me talk to Wanda. Comes over there, talks to her for a little bit, and they're talking about this monster and this girl that he's they're trying to protect. Now, Wanda does wind up slipping up and wind up saying the girl's name. That he was like, I, I didn't say what her name was. Now, at this point, by the way, she has this whole illusion. Um, they're like outside in this garden or whatever. And eventually, when she slipped up, she just kind of dropped the illusion and it just looks like a version of hell. And basically, Scarlett's like, listen, I need her power so this way I can go to another dimension where my kids are alive and I can be a mother. And I'm like, um, so what's going to happen to the version of you that's already there with these kids? You're just going to just axe her off and just be like, nah, that's cool. I'm going to be a new mom. So Scarlett's like, listen, I'm going to give you some time. You have it ready for me by sundown. Otherwise, I mean, whatever happens, happens. So Strange gets back and he fortifies, he gets everyone on board to fortify the sanctuary or whatever, which does no good because when Scarlet Witch gets there, she just pretty much decimates everyone, which is kind of unbelievable. I mean, granted, I haven't really read the comics. I don't know how strong she is, but for her to sit there and just go through every single one of them, all of them, all of them, every single one of them that knows magic is just like, nope, we're just going to sit there and fall like a bunch of dominoes. They want to go through all these different worlds and everything like that. It's pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie. Now, again, I don't know if I said this the first time, but there's going to be spoilers. So if you're not, if you didn't see the movie, stop the video, go see the movie, come back. Now, these reveals, I gotta sit there and say, I was like, I was blown away. I was blown away. Then, after 5 minutes, all that just went away. Me being blown away and just really happy about the people that I saw come through, which is Black Bolt, is, I guess, Peggy Carter as Captain British. You got a different version of Captain Marvel, whatever, fine. But then when I saw Reed Richards, I was like, I mean, I've seen him, in different posters and stuff like that, fanfics or whatever. But to see him like in actual flesh as being like Mr. Fantastic, I was like, I fan moment, okay? And then the biggest reveal when you saw Professor Xavier coming with the yellow wheelchair, I was like, I'm done. I am so done. And they pretty much was like, yeah, we know about Wanda, or whatever. Let her sit there and come through. We can handle her. So they get there and they're like, yo, listen, you can't do this. They give her all the reasons of why not to do this. I'm like, this girl should have actually had some therapy. It might have done her a bit of good. It's not a fix all, but it's a start. Um, but WandaVision's like, nah, we ain't doing that. So she takes out Black Bolt. And I guess when he wound up speaking, he just blows out his brains, literally. So he's done. Okay. Once he was done, Reed Richards was next, and it was like, all right. I felt like once they took out Black Bulk, I felt like they were in trouble. They were in a bit of trouble. And then took out Mr. Fantastic, which is like, all right, whatever. You're just gonna turn him into like string or whatever. Then you had Captain British or Peggy and Captain Marvel going in. Took out Peggy, took out Peggy, which I'm just like, wow, you lasted a lot longer than I thought she was gonna last. I'm gonna be completely honest. She lasted longer than I thought she was gonna last. But then you had the two Titans, the two people that practically was gonna take out Thanos. And here's the thing: I knew the fight was gonna go either way. Okay, I knew the fight was gonna go either way. Um, and I guess for the sake of the movie plot, you had to have Scarlet Witch win. But I was like, this could have so went the other way. Anyway, wound up being Captain Marvel. At that point, it was just Strange just pretty much running for his life, which I know that Strange is supposed to be this really powerful Sorcerer Supreme, but this dude is literally sitting there running for his life, inhabiting bodies of the dead and everything else, and I don't know. In the end, they didn't even wind up beating Scarlet Witch. The only thing that they wound up doing was giving her what she wanted. America gave her, like, all right, cool, you can go to this universe. She wanted to go into this universe, and the person that she made a puppet, because now she can sit there and control other people from from the dimension. Like, she can just control people from a different Earth just being there. She winds up getting there. She winds up acting like a monster. She freaks out her kids, or the other Scarlet Witch's kids, and she realizes at that point that she's went too far. When her kids looked at her like she was a monster, she was like, "I'm not a monster. You're a what? You're a what? What are you?" Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't read Civil War, and I know Civil War is a lot more deeper than the Marvels, the cinematic version of it. But when you sit there and you look at like the X-Men and people being afraid of mutants and what they can do, she's a prime reason of why people are afraid of people with powers. Because she abused it like there was no tomorrow. She was willing to literally kill anybody and everybody to get her way. And yet she's supposed to be the good person. She was the person that stood with them when Thanos came to Earth. When Ultron came, like she was there with them. But the minute that she was going through some sort of emotional grief and things of that nature, she flipped. She flipped and killed a bunch of people, took a whole city hostage. And so I'm like, bro, you are the reason why people are so afraid of people with powers and why this whole Civil War thing started in the first place. I mean, well, at least half of it. In the end, Scarlet Witch realized that she can't be trusted and she wound up sealing herself in the tomb or dying. I'm not really too sure. And of course, they announced there's going to be Doctor Strange 3. And so, that was cool. Um, it was a good movie. I don't even want to sit there and say it was a good, it wasn't a bad movie. I've never actually seen a bad Marvel movie. I just felt like out of all the villains that they could have chose, they just chose somebody that wasn't really a villain, just going through her emotions. There wasn't really a lot of stakes in the movie. Um, the reveals was cool. The movie wasn't bad. Okay, the movie was not bad. I don't want to sit there and make it seem like, oh, the movie was trash and stuff. I've never once saw a Marvel. I've never once been disappointed by any live action Marvel property, being it movie or TV show. Hell, even in Humans, as much trash as that show gets, not the worst thing ever. There's just moments. Um, if you're not really a hardcore Marvel fan, and you had to sit there and try to decide on which movies to sit there and watch, and should you watch this movie, maybe, maybe you're not gonna hate it. You're not gonna hate it. Um, I feel like that's pretty much about it. Now I don't know if this is true or not, and this is something I want to sit there and ask. So when I went to the movies, and they wound up charging, well, they had a initially before I got like their card or whatever, they were going to charge me more for that movie. Like when I was sitting there talking to one of the cashiers or whatever, she was like, "Yeah, some of the Marvel movies, they're starting to charge more. It's not really the theaters. It's the Marvel, it's Disney or whatever that's charging more for some of their bigger movies." I'm like, wait, let me get this straight. You're telling me that Marvel can decide to charge even more money for the movie? Like, are you kidding me? I feel like that's just. I don't know how to feel about that. I really don't know how to feel about that because I'm a hardcore Marvel fan. Okay, I love DC. Love DC. I'm a hardcore Marvel fan. And to know that, Disney and Marvel is deciding to charge people more money on some of their bigger movies, it's like, are you kidding me? I mean, hell, movie tickets are already at a really outrageous price. Let's just forget food and everything like that going there. But the tickets, you know what I'm saying? Like the tickets alone are expensive as hell. Um, and they have the audacity to sit there and charge you more money on top of the fact that when you get there, you got to go through like 20 minutes, 20 minutes of like credits and commercials and things like that. There was one point I was sitting there watching the movie. They showed you previous other movies, and then they showed you a random commercial, and then they showed you more previous to other movies. And I'm like, what? What are we doing? And then after like 20 minutes, I was like, oh, I guess the movie's going to start now. Hmm, I don't know. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Did you watch Doctor Strange 2? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Why? Why not? I enjoyed it. And I'm a Marvel hardcore fan, so I guess to some extent I can be a little bit biased. Anyway, that's going to do it. Thank you for watching.